Oh, I just realized, big brother, little brother, big brother, little brother. Hey guys, it's Tom from Velocity here, back in the showroom again. Today we are walking around this absolutely immaculate F-100. It's in Boxwood Green, Wimbledon White, and it looks really, really amazing. The interior though is on another level. So we're going to get around it. You're going to watch this video as if you were walking here around the showroom with me and looking at this truck. We'll start by talking about the color, like we always do. This is Boxwood Green on the top, Wimbledon White on the bottom. And for those who are fans of Velocity, fans of this channel, you are going to notice that you have seen this color combination before. It actually is over there on an F-250, and we've built like 3 of those F-250s with that color combination. We've done a lot of these Boxwood Green and the Wimbledon White Ranger packages on our Broncos. And listen, it's easy to see why these colorways are so popular, because it does just look so classic but so refined. Boxwood Green is a flat paint, it's not a metallic, and it's almost like a green with a touch of gray. There isn't really like an orange or a red undertone to the green. It's not like a super bright green. It's a little bit dialed back, but it looks absolutely fantastic in this application. And again, one of our most popular colors overall. I think probably out of all the greens, it is our most popular color, especially on the Fords. Eruption green's very popular on the Blazers, but on the Fords, yeah, Boxwood Green looks amazing. Lower color is Wimbledon White. Again, a color with a ton of history, an original Ford color. You're going to see it on a lot of our vehicles. We're actually building a Bronco right now. We'll do the video here in a few weeks. That's all Wimbledon White. We've done that a couple of times, but it works very, very well as a counter or underside or contrast color because it's quite neutral. It's got a touch of yellow underneath it, a little bit creamy in there, but it looks amazing as kind of like combination color. There's a couple of little things that we've done on this truck that were a little bit different to a standard F-100 at the time. What is not different is, of course, across the hood, we've got the Ford badging, the Ford lettering. That's really nice. The grille is age appropriate to this style, this design. It's the same sort of grille that we use in the F-250 bump sides, different to the dent sides, of course. And actually, you can now get these trucks, these F-100s from us, available in the dent side as well. We're building one right now. We're going to do that video in a couple of weeks too. That's really exciting. But for this bump side, this is the grille that we use. It's a full chrome bit grille. You're going to notice the Velocity Flying V in there as well. Subtle, but looks really nice. This truck is our Street Series truck. So I know it looks quite classic, but don't be fooled. This thing is mean as hell, and it does have a ton of upgrades on it as part of that Street Series package. The two-tone paint is one of those things, but also the JW speaker headlights are one of those things too. So brand new LED headlights, JW speaker, they look amazing, they work great, really, really nice. Full chrome front bumper as well for the lower bumper, and you're going to notice the plenum gear, this attachment has also been finished in Wimbledon White. So the guys don't miss anything. They've really brought everything together as part of that color scheme. So you get the Forgeline wheels as part of the Street Series. They're really, really nice. Multi-spoke wheel, they're amazing product. From the guys at Forgeline. They look amazing. You also get Baer 6-piston disc brakes all around. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But yes, really, really nice rims and wheel setup there. You do get tons of billet options too. So you get side marker lights. These are custom billet. So the Velocity Flying key etched in there. The side mirrors. These are all made here in-house as well. And also the door handles. This is probably my favorite. The other things we do on these trucks, the door handles. They're super solid, super premium. They feel amazing. They've even got the little Velocity logo etched into the thumb button there as well, but they look really, really good. You do also get trim that breaks up the two paint colors, right? So that chrome trim that comes all the way down the side of the truck. Come around the back of the vehicle then. I'm going to quickly talk about the bed in a second, but let me talk you through the tailgate. The Wimbledon White two-tone color continues into the tailgate. You're going to notice chrome trim all the way around. These brake lights and side marker lights, indicators, they are also LED, really, really nice. And actually this construction, this housing is completely made in-house. That's completely custom. Chrome rear bumper as well that matches the front bumper. You have the Ford decal dropped in to the tailgate as well. Again, another nice upgrade there that just comes as part of that package. The biggest upgrade on the back, though, of the tailgate is going to be this billet tailgate handle. So all one piece. It has an inbuilt rear view camera surround. That's really nice. It raises the rear view camera up. Normally, people would put it on the license. I hold it somewhere here or under the bumper, but it's nice up here, so it gives you more visibility when you're reversing. And this thing is just super premium. Again, made in-house on our 5-axis machine. The drop down siege into the bed. So the underside, the bottom of the bed has been wrapped aligned. So this is actually a truck bed lining where we tint in the Boxwood Green color to get it to match. But the wheel arches are still glossed. The sides of the truck bed are still glossed. The back of the cab is gloss, as well as the back of the tailgate here. So it really, really looks nice. It's very much ready, in my opinion, this truck, for a wooden bed liner. We haven't done that yet, only because people like different colors on the bed liners. So if you were to buy this truck, you could actually work with us. We've got like 20, 25 different wooden styles, designs, bed colors that you can do. You can drop a wooden bed in here really easily. That would be a really nice upgrade on this truck. For me, if it was my truck, I would do that, and I'd do it in like a dark brown. You'll see why here in a second when we get onto the interior, but that could look really nice. So you could do a wooden bed liner of this truck if you wanted to. Final thing to know is going to be where you fill the truck up. So normally on these trucks, same with the F250s, the F-150s, the den sides, the fuel tank was behind the cab. Well, it's not there anymore. It's only because the truck really originally is a little bit dangerous. So we move it back between the chassis rails there. So it's under here, and that means that the fuel filler cap has to also be relocated. So that's what you would fill the truck up when you get to the gas station. Let's get onto the interior, and I'm going to have to stop myself from just wanting to talk about how good the leather smells. It looks amazing. It smells absolutely brilliant. Talk through the door panel here first. So because it is, again, the Street Series, you get a completely upgraded door panel. You also get lots of billet stuff that we'll talk about now. So the door panel design is completely original. It's custom to Velocity. You only see it on our F-Series, Street Series, and Heritage Series upgrades, but completely custom. We have here the plaid interior. So this is like our upgraded stitch pattern from the standard double diamond that we offer. It's like a multi-stitch design. It looks amazing. What the guys did here on this one is they did a matching stitch color. So you don't have a super contrast stitch, but it does make this whole thing look really kind of classy, classic. Goes very well with the paint color, in my opinion. But this door panel is completely custom design, as is the side release handle here. The door cup is all completely billet. You've got the Velocity logo there. It's topped here with this really nice leather. It's actually slightly padded cushion, so it almost acts as another armrest for your left arm when you're driving. You do have billet upgrade again for your window regulator, and this is a fully electric window regulator. It's not manual, so you'd have to wind it. These vehicles all come with electric windows. And then the actual speaker pod itself, this is all completely, as you can see, custom. Behind this is a full Focal speaker system. All in all, really, really nice. Let me jump in the truck and talk you through the driver's side of the interior. You're immediately greeted by this billet steering wheel made by the guys at Spark Industries. So they make these steering wheels only for us. You cannot buy them. 3-spoke design. They only come on Velocity vehicles. You've got the Velocity Flying V etched in the middle there. That's a really, really nice little nod to the brand, but it's not too much in your face. And this steering wheel wrapped in leather, again with that matching stitch, it just looks amazing. Dude, this interior smells so good. Like the leather in this truck smells so good. I think it's called Cigar Saloon or something like that. No, it doesn't smell of cigars, but it definitely smells like what you would expect, like a really nice high-end leather sofa to smell like almost. It just smells absolutely amazing. It feels really amazing too. This bench seat has lumbar support in it. The plaid stitch is really nice. Everything about this interior is just really cool. Sorry, let's go on to the steering column. This is a tilt steering column by the guys that I did it, but what we've done here is we've taken this apart because it normally comes in a powder coated black, and we've colored it Boxwood Green. So that's really, really nice. Just brings that exterior color on the inside of the truck. Behind that is a full Dakota digital dash. So this instrument cluster, whilst it looks original, is actually all new. There are 2 screens here when you turn the truck on that can give you different pieces of information immediately. One of my favorite features, because obviously back in the day, they weren't expecting people to like always be driving at 70, 80 miles an hour. I don't find the speedometer in these trucks, or the original trucks, that easy to read. So you can set both of these screens, or one of these screens, or whatever you want to do, to actually have a live miles per hour thing that comes up. So the numbers actually display big numbers. And that's really nice for me when I'm driving, just to know how fast I'm going. And you do need to know how fast you're going in this truck, because when we get off the engine, you're going to see this thing will comfortably break the speed limit all the time. But anyway, that's the Dakota digital dash. Obviously, all of the original stuff, the instrument cluster does work. It just looks original. So this stuff isn't just decorative. It still does display your fuel and all that good stuff. But if you want extra information, there's 2 screens there. You do have, obviously, lights on this truck. You got your wiper control here as well. But because it's the Street Series, all of this stuff has been upgraded with our in-house billet. So all of this billet switch gear, again, is made in-house. That sound is so satisfying. See those ASMR videos? Maybe we should do one of those where they go around the car and like turn everything on. Yeah, Really, really nice. It feels super premium, super strong, just really, really cool. You can now really clearly see this plaid stitch pattern that has gone in the inserts, and you can also really clearly see the actual design, the material, the finish of this leather. So it is kind of a slightly worn, distressed leather rather than a flat, smooth leather. But I think in this application, it looks absolutely amazing. The plaid stitch pattern is really, really nice. You can see clearly now that it is like an upgrade to our standard double diamond. And all of these sections are actually extra padded. So we make the cushioning for these benches completely in-house. In fact, this whole interior, every piece of this trim is made by the guys in our trim shop here. So that allows us to do certain things. And one of the things that we wanted to do was give some extra padding in these inserts. So again, it's just very comfortable, this seat. Really like the design. I also really like, if I come here in the middle, I like the fact that you get a third seatbelt. So if you do have you got a kid, somebody little that wants to sit in the middle, they can. But look at the color of this seatbelt. How easy would it have been just to leave these seatbelts as black, right? Would have been super easy. That's not what we do. We don't do things easy here. We do them right. It's just a really, really nice color. It kind of matches the interior almost perfectly. So brown seatbelts, and yes, you do get a third seatbelt. That was a question actually we got asked a few weeks ago on these F-Series trucks. Is there a third lap belt? And yes, there is one. Take a look at this carpet. Look how plush this carpet is. Finished in brown to match the seats. Looks amazing. You do have full floor mats here. Because this vehicle is an enclosed cabin vehicle, it has even more soundproofing, vibration, heat deadening, all that good stuff behind everything here in the cabin. But because it's not going to get wet in here ever, obviously, we do have full carpet. And this carpet is not cheap at all. I know carpet is just carpet. You think, Tom, how can you get so excited about carpet? Well, it looks amazing, but it also feels really good. It's just a super premium carpet. So the whole underside has been done. You got the 2 floor mats as well as across the transmission tunnel here. All of this has been double padded, extra thickness. There's even extra more soundproofing here, so you don't get any of the transmission noise that you would normally get in these trucks. So lots of little things that go into it. Above that is going to be the AC plenum here. This is a full AC plenum that has 4 vents inbuilt. Again, because it's a street series, you do have these upgraded in billet, as well as the control system also has its knobs upgraded in billet. This is really nice. It's been finished in the same leather as is in the seat. It looks amazing. It feels amazing. It's just very premium. Again, something that you could have skipped on. You could have just left this black or not done anything with it, left it as plastic, but we fully wrapped it in leather. The actual AC system itself is by a company called Vintage Air, and we work with them on all of our vehicles. But basically, it's a brand new, powerful, modern AC system disguised in this little control thing here so that it doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the vehicle with like big AC controls. It's very simple. There is a small screen in the middle. When you turn this knob on the left, you can control the fan speed and set an automatic temperature, and then the knob on the right, actually these are both buttons as well. You can go through various cycles and modes and whether you want to defrost and all that good stuff. So it's basically like a modern system just enclosed on these 2 switches here with that little screen. Doesn't ruin the look of the truck. Above that, you have the actual dash itself that's been finished in the contrast color of Wimbledon White. And because, again, I'm tired of saying it, but you get it, it's a street series, it's got all of the upgrades. Yes, it has a flush-mounted double-din infotainment system. It's not a huge screen. That's another question that we were asked the other day. Hey, can we do bigger screens? Honestly, the answer is no. We've done bigger screens on some of our builds. Like you can do a thing that actually sits here and like comes further out and is like an iPad size. But really, do you really need that in a truck like this? I don't think so. The seating position is good. You can see the screen really easily. It has Apple CarPlay, it has Android Auto, it has all the normal things you would expect. In fact, the rear view camera actually appears here as well when you put the truck in reverse. But it just doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the vehicle. I never like it when these big screens come in because you just think, well, that's not really what the truck is for. If you want a new thing, go and buy a new thing. This is an old thing with some of the modern conveniences, but without ruining the look. So anyway, double diamond touchscreen infotainment unit with Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff. Above that is the dash pad. And now normally I wouldn't like gush about a dash pad because it's a dash pad, but man, look how good this thing looks in the distressed leather. Looks amazing. The stitching here is perfectly straight. Really nice job. Again, all done in-house. For your defrost vents, you do also have those finished in billet as well. Keep coming up, you're going to see that you do have sun visors in this truck as well as a full leather headlining in that matching distressed leather. Overall, it almost feels like you've stepped into a country club when you sit inside this interior. And I'm going to say it for the final time. I wish there was smell-o-vision. This thing smells unbelievably good. It really does smell so nice. I don't know, that sounds stupid, but it's just one of those things that you would expect when you spend this sort of money, like a premium experience, and that's part of it for me. All right, Tom, you've told us how good this truck looks and how good it smells. You won't bloody shut up about smell. Anyway, let's talk about how good it drives and why it drives so well. Open the engine bay here so you can see what we're working with. This is the 3rd generation Coyote V8. It's a 5-liter V8 producing 460 horsepower, and that means this truck will do 0 to 60 in around 4.5 seconds. It is very, very similar in terms of its handling feel to our Mustangs. In fact, the chassis is almost exactly the same. We'll come on to that in a minute. But basically, think of this truck as a street truck go-kart menace. I mean, don't be fooled by the kind of dial-back exterior on this one. These trucks drive insanely well, and they are really, really, really quick. It's not just about being quick, though. It's also about being reliable. And so that Coyote engine right there is one of Ford's mass-produced engines. It's part of the new Mustangs that you can get. You can get it in a new F-150, etc. And what this basically means is this engine is very reliable. It's super used every day. It's very serviceable. You can take this thing to a Ford dealer and they can service that engine and the transmission, all that good stuff really, really easily. So not just about the power, also about the maintenance, the reliability, all that good stuff. Behind this is a 10-speed automatic transmission, 10R80. And yes, we can do manuals in these trucks. My personal preference, and almost every customer, probably about 5% of customers will maybe do a manual, but everybody else wants an automatic. Why? Because when you've got this much power, you're going to want to drive the truck every day. And unless you've got a lot of experience driving stick, really is not that kind of comfortable, in my opinion. You want to be able to put power down. You want to just be able to stomp on the throttle if you need to, blah, blah, blah. The 10-speed is super, super smooth. And so it does just make highway driving a breeze, but also when you're in town, you go up and down the gears. It doesn't jump around because you've got all 10 gears to play with. So very, very nice 10R80, 10-speed behind this engine for the transmission option. I mentioned brakes earlier. You have a Wilwood Hydro boosted disc brake system, but they are Baer brakes on this truck, and same with the Mustangs on this chassis. So really, really nice disc brakes. Lots of stopping power. This thing will stop like a bullet in a straight line. Really, really good. It's important for us to be allowing it to stop as fast as you can go. And again, these trucks go fast, so you do need those brakes there just to help. The engine bay itself has been finished in Raptorline, and that again has been tinted like the back of the bed, the inside of the bed, in this color that is Boxwood Green. It's almost exactly perfect match actually, which is hard when you think that there's no gloss. It's just like it's a bed lining spray, but it looks amazing. What has not been wrapped and has been left gloss is the firewall and the underside of the hood as well. We do have billet hood hinges on this as well. They are assisted, so it makes it really easy to open the hood. There's none of that old school kind of rack and then have it put the jack up there to hold the hood open. That's all completely assisted as well. The engine has, for the nerds out there, the Velocity custom headers as well as the Velocity serpentine system. This engine bay is a little bit bigger than what we have to work with on the Broncos, but it is still very tight. And so the serpentine system helps us get everything in place and make it look really, really neat, nice OEM finish. All right, let's talk about the chassis really quickly. So the underside of this vehicle has a brand new roadster shop chassis. It is their Spec Series chassis. What does that mean? It's a falling coilover chassis underneath this truck. It means it drives, kind of like I mentioned before, very similar to our Mustangs, but also really much more like a modern car than you would expect. It is super stable in the corners. With this lower center of gravity on these F-100s, the driving feel is amazing. Rear-wheel drive, so you do have to be careful because you've got 460 horsepower. It can get away from you. They can go if you stab your foot, but it does mean that if you know what you're doing, they are a ton of fun. Again, very, very similar to our Mustangs, but brand new RS chassis underneath this one. Also, not just about the drivability, also the peace of mind that everything underneath this truck is brand new. All right, I think that just about covers it on this F-100. It's the first one we've had back in the showroom available for a little while, and the only one we got available in green, in this Boxwood Green color. So really, really cool. I love the Street Series. I love the fact that it's got two-tone paint. All the billet options are so nice on this truck. But honestly, you know, I was going to say, for me, on this one, the interior is what takes it to the next level. That cigar leather is just so nice. The smell, the stress, it is a really, really nice place to be. And you can drive these trucks every day. I had a question from somebody the other day that called and said, hey, Tom, I'm thinking about using this truck as my only vehicle. Can I do that? Or is that crazy? Is that silly? We have like a lot of customers, especially in places like Miami, California, and I wouldn't all over the country, but certainly those sort of more larger metropolitan areas where maybe you can't have the space for 2 or 3, cars, that have our vehicles, whether it be a Bronco or a Mustang or whatever, as their only vehicle, and they drive them every day. So the answer is,
Undisputedly, yes, you can drive a Velocity vehicle every single day, no problem. A big part thanks to all of the drivetrain stuff that we just talked about. This vehicle does qualify for our finance it through Woodside Credit, and it is available to drive away today. So if you decide, hey, I want something cool for summer, spring is just around the corner, you can drive this vehicle away today. It is ready to go, as all the normal extra benefits that you would get from Velocity, including a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. So that's really, really nice. There's not really much that can go wrong with these trucks, but if there was something to go wrong, you've got that peace of mind there as well. As always, if you've got any more questions, if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment below. If you're watching on Instagram, send us a DM or leave a comment, same with Facebook. Then if you're watching on a website, what you can do is you can pick up the phone, give us a call, the number will be on the screen, as well as the contact form that's down below. If you fill that in, one of the guys will get back to you, answering any questions you may have. I love this truck. I think it's going to be perfect for somebody this summer coming around. It's just such a kind of nice nod and in a balance between power and fun and all that good stuff with a little bit of class, a little bit of classic, a little bit of class with the exterior. I love it. Thank you very much for watching this video.